What is up, guys? This is Mateo's 2020 Politics here, and today I wanted to do an interesting video of the top 5 reasons why Donald Trump will not get reelected in 2020. Reason number 5, approval rating. Haha! Yeah, he totally has great approval ratings. Look at this. There are 3 different polls of this website. The best poll for him is polls of registered voters. Now, you expect that to be 50. Well, if you thought that, no, you're wrong. You know why? Because this is it. As of today, check me out. This website does the approval ratings every single day. They call up over 1,000 supporters and they see what they think every single day. So you see, now the worst approval rating for him is of adults, and that's 40%. But 42% is still pretty bad for the best rating. And 53% disliking him. You know, it's already bad when you're the most disliked president in the United States of American history, but it's even worse when you are nothing but a racist, homophobic, sexist, corrupt, bully, childish, pathetic president with the lowest approval rating in U.S. history, and with over half of the country disliking you. Trump, just resign before you get impeached. That's a piece of advice. Here's his approval rating. This is not good, okay? Now, let me just tell you about this. I just found out about net approval. Now, all the states that are red mean that they have an under 50% approval rating of Trump. While if they're green, then that means that their approval rating of Trump is over 50%. Now, of course, for the rest of the colors, whichever way that they lean, that's what they're doing. So, like, for example, there's states like North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, which are very light pink. That means that their approval rating points of Trump are pretty much -3. But, yeah, with states like Wyoming having the highest approval rating at only 72%, that's not good. Now, ready to see how it was a while ago? You're gonna laugh. I feel like this is very self-explanatory, in my opinion. Also, there's a problem of the states. In every single state marked as a swing state, except for Texas because that's a slow trend, Trump has a negative net approval rating, meaning negative under a 50% margin. Just look at the Rust Belt. It's all in the 30s. Why? Because he hasn't kept in the job. He hasn't kept the jobs. You see, right here you run into a wall. Even if it would go up, the biggest 2020 challenges, the approval ratings, are still too high. With Sanders being the most popular senator in the U.S., having a 63% approval rating. Amy Klobuchar coming in second with 60. Mind you, these are all Democrats, and with Cory Booker and Sherrod Brown having low approval ratings at 44, 48, Kamala Harris is 45%. That's bad, but it's not when you compare it to Trump. Or it's not bad. Either way, whatever you think, it's better than Trump. It does not matter. But you also have to factor in their disapproval ratings. While Trump's disapproval rating is constantly in the early 50s and it has crashed like a airplane going down a mountain or you just falling down a cliff. It's gone down that bad. Sure, since about the Charlottesville incident, it's remained about pretty steady, going a bit down, a bit up. Before that was going straight down. But how much longer does that have to take until it goes down to 20% or 30% and he's impeached? Number 4. There's totally a clear amount of division. Many of Trump's critics are very important and they represent the moderate or even centrist movement of the party. Even many typical Republicans are against him. That's how bad it is. So, you have Democrats who have had a huge wave. It's a historic margin of plus 41 seats in the House. The blue wave is definitely positive here, guys. Now, the only reason why the Republicans won the Senate was because they were lucky. It was not because of strength. They were literally lucky because senators like Joe Donnelly are so moderate that I dislike them. And there are only three Democrats that I disapprove of right now. It's Hillary Clinton, Joe Donnelly, and Joe Manchin. Now, these are huge moderate guys, and the only reason why Joe Manchin won in West Virginia is because he appeals to Trump. They call him the best Democratic friend to the Republicans. Now, these people like Joe Donnelly are so moderate and so centrist for a Democrat that they literally support the wall. The wall? Now it's obvious why he got beat in Indiana by such a big margin. He also supports ICE, which is, yeah, kind of weird. There are other senators like Claire McCaskill who, although aren't as bad, they're still pretty critical of the new generation. She's spoken out against Ocasio-Cortez in her last days of office, and Ocasio-Cortez has fired back. Anti-Trump Republicans. This is a group I like to call exactly that, because of them being anti-Trump Republicans. Therefore, often voting against Trump, or, well, being critical. These senators all may include Senator Susan Collins of Maine, who almost voted against the Kavanaugh case. Same with Lisa Murkowski. She decided to stay neutral. She's from Alaska. John McCain, rest in peace. He died. He was a big critic. Bob Corker, senator from Tennessee, who's said that Trump is an unfit person, and he's hinted towards him being a liar. Of course, Rand Paul's going to have libertarian ideals, and the only reason why he is, agreeing with Trump and with Syria is, because he's not an interventionist. He's a libertarian type Republican. Now, here you have kind of a frenemy. Lindsey Graham's a frenemy. He supports him with the shutdown. Now, I don't know. I find it suspicious how his mind suddenly got changed, but he seems to be on and off with him. He told him to stop selling weapons to Saudi Arabia. He's from South Carolina. Then you have first Senator Jeff Flake of Arizona and Senator Ben Sasse of Nebraska, who both look like brothers in this photo. But with Jeff Flake, he has spoken against Trump, and he's pretty much resigned. He's pretty much resigned because of him. And then you have kind of very centrist, but not as much as a Rand Paul style type Republican, he's written a book. He's gone against Trump. Ben Sasse. There are more, and it continues. Now, former House Speaker Paul Ryan, who has withdrawn, U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley, who's withdrawn, and lesser known John Huntsman, the U.S. Ambassador to Russia, has literally said, quote, "I am part of the Trump team that goes against him." There are also others. Mitt Romney, who clearly has bad intentions towards Trump, is now the senator of Utah. Governor John Kasich of Ohio, who, as you remember, appealed to the moderate base in 2016, who could be a great challenger, along with Romney. Then you have Jeb Bush, who ran against Trump in 2016, and is from the home state of Florida in the Bush family. Some crazy name recognition, who's been widely critical of Trump. Number 3, corruption scandals. Yeah, Trump's totally not corrupt. Yeah, about that, just look at this. Karen McDougal and Stormy Daniels being hush money paid by Trump's campaign money. That we all know that it's illegal to do that. Michael Cohen was all behind this. Michael Cohen has stepped down and is going to serve some time in jail, which does not look good for Trump. The Jamal Khashoggi case, which King Al Salman ordered the killing of Jamal Khashoggi, and was Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law. By the way, why the heck is Trump's son-in-law being appointed to the senior presidential advisor? By the way, he also advised Saudi Arabia after they killed Khashoggi. Very smart move. what the CIA literally in Trump's face confirming documented proof, hardcore proof, of Jamal Khashoggi getting killed. Trump denies this for what reason? It's probably the oil. Anyway, there's also the Mueller investigation, which is pretty crazy. Robert Mueller's investigation keeps getting pushed back because of Trump. He also fired Jeff Sessions in November 7th, the day after the midterms, because, well, he reaccused himself in the investigation, which does not look good for him or Trump. Then there's also James Comey, who, if you don't remember, was the FBI director, who, well, he's pretty much, the firing of him is pretty much remembered as the first major moment of the Trump presidency. Some corruption there. Number 2, the great promise, as I like to call it. Let me present to you Obamacare. Check out what happens. As you can see in this image, John McCain votes no with his thumb down. This suspenseful and amazing historical moment to repeal Obamacare. Now, if it weren't for John McCain and he would have voted for the Republicans' side, then this will become a tie, making Mike Pence break the tie and obviously 100% voting to repeal it and helping Trump. Now, I feel like this is a very beautiful moment where the man who ran against Obama as president votes to help his greatest part of his presidency ever made. Now, all Democrats plus 3 Republicans, John McCain, Lisa Murkowski, and Susan Collins, who have sounded very familiar names, the biggest anti-Trump team, have voted against repealing Obamacare, with all the Republicans, of course, minus 3, Democrats plus 3, voting to repeal it. Mexican Wall. The deadline is December 21st, 2018. Now, what is this? It's due late. Ha ha ha! That's right, it's a hard terrain, and there's no way in God's earth that the Mexicans will pay for it. They have no reason to do it. And honestly, if you're on Trump's side, you have no excuse, because he's nothing but a racist, disliked president. Okay? You gotta understand that. And you can't keep his promises. Why would you make a promise as stupid and ridiculous as Mexico paying for the wall when you know that they can't do it? It's ridiculous. Also, with them not paying for it, then yeah, now there's a shutdown. It's been going on for 19 days, and there's no end in sight. Good job at keeping your promises, Trump. Okay, now here's an interview with Wolf Blitzer and Mike Pompeo, Secretary of State, in December. Now here's what Wolf Blitzer said in the private interview. Whatever happened with Trump's campaign pledge for Mexico to pay for the wall? Secretary Pompeo answers, it's going to get built, Wolf. Now he says this. Now Wolf Blitzer repeats his question and asks if Mexico will pay for it, and Secretary Pompeo gives the same answer. So then Blitzer asks it a third time, this time with a new response. Secretary Pompeo says, it's going to get built, Wolf. This is obviously not going to happen. He knows that he can't answer to a question, you see? Number 1, you know this is going to be on here. With how obsessed I am with 2020, it was going to be on here, guys. So, here are the 2016 primary results. Donald Trump clearly had the majority of the electoral votes. Well, no, he didn't, because if you combine the rest of the electoral votes, Ted Cruz in second, Marco Rubio in third, and John Kasich in fourth, well, they could overpower Trump. Trump also won with less than 50% of the vote, showing that he clearly won and got pushed above them and boosted because of vote splitting. So, Trump even beat Rubio in his home state. Can you believe that? And Trump did pretty decently for a person not in his own home state. In Texas. And very well in Ohio. So yeah, you could be friendly, you could be generous and say he crushed nomination in 2020. the 2016 election, Hillary Clinton, 27 electoral votes, the popular vote being 66 million. Trump's electoral vote is 304, way bigger, but he lost the popular vote. That's right. He lost by almost 3 million, which is not good. Okay? How is that good? Here are the main challengers. You have John Delaney from Maryland and Rich Rogetta, also representative, but from West Virginia, who both have not been getting too much lightning, but are two confirmed people to run. Julian Castro, who has formed an exploratory committee and will have a final announcement on Sunday. No, I'm wrong. It'll be on January 12th, 2019. With Beto O'Rourke getting huge steam, also from Texas, the two Texans are right next to each other. He's been in third place in all the polls. I don't like this. He's too moderate, but he could beat Trump. Bernie Sanders, no explanation needed. Cory Booker, senator from New Jersey, who has higher approval ratings than Trump. The very influential Kamala Harris, and bright senator from California. Then you have Joe Biden, vice president of Obama. This doesn't need much introduction, as you know that he'll be known for being in the Obama administration, along with Secretary of Housing and Urban Development Julian Castro, who served under the Obama administration and resigned while Trump was president. You have more. You have former Attorney General under the Obama administration, too, Eric Holder, Senator Sherrod Brown, who won in Ohio by a comfortable margin, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, the proud senator leader of the Me Too movement of New York, my home state. Governor Terry McAuliffe, who represents more of the Hillary Clinton type wing of the Democratic Party. He may not win the primaries, but it's up to debate if he'll beat Trump. Either way, it'll be narrow. Progressive candidate Elizabeth Warren, who's really just seen as a smaller Bernie Sanders, but still an idol, from Massachusetts. And Amy Klobuchar, who is currently the senator from Minnesota. Now she's going to have that moderate appeal, of course, being in multiple polls for the top 25% most moderate Democrats in Congress. She won by a comfortable margin in Minnesota, showing that the Rust Belt states are not trending towards the Republicans in a big margin. So, dozens of others. Thanks for watching this video, and as my teachers always tell me, cite my sources. Thanks for watching, and as my teachers always tell me, cite your sources. Wikipedia is how I learned about the 2020 election and who might be running. CNN has, well, spoken about what Trump is doing. Then you have Morning Consult, which is the approval rating per state website. And then 538, which does a national approval rating. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and bye.